This is the Carnival Firenze, and we are going to eat our way through almost all of the restaurants before I tell you what I loved and hated about the food on the Firenze.
Then yes.
Fun fact, huh? My name is Ruben, and I am not a cruise expert, but I play one on TV. I love food and cruising, but even more, I love sharing my tips and adventures with all of you. So welcome back to my channel. I'll admit it, cruising for me is really just an extended food fest, and food is my favorite part of cruising. But if you want a full tour of the Firenze first, check out this video here and then come right back, because we are going to eat our way through all the Carnival Firenze restaurants, and I will tell you what I loved and hated about all the food on the Firenze. La Strada Grill. First up is La Strada Grill outside on Deck 5. La Strada is Firenze's Italian version of Guy's Pig and Anchor Barbecue. It is only open on embarkation and sea days and has a different menu each sea day. I did like the Italian meatball hoagie I had on embarkation day, as well as the garlic bread. It was pretty good.
That's what I'm talking about.
I actually wish I went back for a second. I hated the fact that this really isn't a barbecue place. The closest barbecue they had was slow cooked chicken. They didn't have any of the other barbecue stuff you would find at Pig and Anchor. It's really an Italian place that is a lot more similar to La Mercado. La Mercado. Speaking of La Mercado, this is the Italian version of the Lido Marketplace sandwich shop. In addition to the standard hot and cold sandwiches, they also have meatballs and hot dogs. I love the addition of the hot dogs and meatballs, and they were open quite a lot. I hated that they did not have the meatball hoagie that was amazing from La Strada, even though it seemed like they had the same ingredients. Guy's Burger Joint. Guy's Burger. If there were ever an iconic Carnival restaurant, this would be it. Just like the other fast casual restaurants, Firenze's version of Guy's adds two Italian twists: the pepperoni pizza burger and the super melty moot. I tried the pizza burger. I loved the addition of the Italian style burger. I hated that the burgers seemed to have lost a little of that Guy's feel, and it just wasn't the same.
No, God!
Tomodoro. This is the Firenze Italian version of the Blue Iguana Cantina, and honestly, I just didn't want to try it out. So let me know in the comments below if you have and what you think. Pizzeria del Capitano. Finally, a Carnival restaurant that did not have to shoehorn itself in to fit the Firenze Italian flair. I loved that they have the same pizza that I've come to love on all Carnival ships.
I like it.
I hated that they close at midnight now. If you want your late night pizza back, make sure you fill out your post-cruise survey and let the beards know so that they will bring it back. Chicken Shack. Okay, so apparently Shack's Big Chicken just doesn't sound Italian enough, so it was renamed to the Chicken Shack. But it carries the same thing. I loved that they had the breakfast biscuit, which I loved, as well as some additional breakfast items. It was also cool for them to reuse the same space to turn the Chicken Shack into the Seafood Shack. I hated that it just felt different without having Shack and his big chicken around. Java Blue Cafe. The Java Blue Cafe is almost the same one you know and love from other Carnival ships. I love the addition of gelato, which was really good, and that it's on the Lido deck. I also hate that it's on the Lido deck, and the design of the space, it really separates the seating space and it makes it less usable than Guy's and Tomodoro. Lido Buffet. The Lido Buffet tastes the same as any other Carnival ship at the buffet. If you were to blindfold yourself and you just ate the food, you would think you were on a Carnival ship eating the buffet. The decor is definitely very different, and there are two main buffet areas with two buffet serving areas for a total of 4 areas that all serve the same food when they're open. Oftentimes, not all 4 areas are open. The aft buffet is sometimes the only one that's open, or it's the one that's less busy on embarkation and sea day. You have this center area for desserts, and also this other center area with hot dogs and wings, which are an extra charge. I had the Parmesan garlic wings and I loved them. I also loved the different dining areas with great views and the glass and different style tables for all the different kinds of seating arrangements. I also love the hot dogs that you can get and their additional charge wings, which were chef's kiss. Well, not to be confused with chef's table, but you can watch that review here. It was also nice to have some soda machine. I hated that the buffet isn't open for longer for those in-between times like dinner or post-dinner. This is not unique to the Frenzy though. What are your thoughts on the Carnival Frenzy food and buffet? Let me know in the comments below. Bonsai Sushi. I did not eat here, but I do love how there are so many tables and outside tables as well.
Unagi.
Ooh, you know what? If we made reservations, we could have unagi in about a half hour.
Bonsai Teppanyaki. I also did not eat here yet, but I love the 4 big dining areas, and every time I walked by, it looked like people were having a blast. Lunch is also available and less expensive than dinner. Il Viaggio. I also did not try eating here, but this space was really nice and it looked upscale. I love the way this space looks and feels. I hated that the space was too bright for a nice upscale dinner. Fahrenheit 555 Steakhouse. A much better atmosphere for dinner was Fahrenheit 555 Steakhouse. If you have watched my Carnival Ratings Fahrenheit review, you know that I was not the biggest fan. But I decided to try it again and wow, I was so surprised and so glad I tried it again. I loved the space and the slightly Italian style version of this Carnival Steakhouse. I hated the fact that my other Fahrenheit experience just wasn't as good as this one. Check out my full review of the Frenzy Fahrenheit here. Main dining room. Finally, the main dining room or MDR. I spent most of my time here. I came here for breakfast, dinner, tea time. The Italian flair dining spaces were incredible and so cool to eat in. Dinner just felt more upscale than any other Carnival MDR. Some of the notable dishes that I loved were the crawfish strudel, short rib, creme brulee, barbecue spare rib, and tiramisu. What I hated was that during tea time, we got skipped over a few times and it seemed like they did not have a lot of the other items that I am used to seeing at tea time. Overall rating. Overall, what I loved about the Frenzy was that the food was pretty good. What I hated was that a lot of the fast casual dining Carnival is so well known for really lost some of its Carnival magic when it got shoehorned in to fit the Italian-themed pasta ship. Now, if this video was helpful, please subscribe and check out this next video here.